What if the most magnetic power you hold has nothing to do with words at all? Imagine stepping into a room and people feel your presence before you say a single thing. The ancient Stoics knew a truth we've nearly forgotten. Silence, when mastered, can outshine even the loudest voice. In a world that constantly demands our attention, where being loud, seen, and heard is often mistaken for strength, we forget the profound power of silence. The ancient Stoics understood something that modern society overlooks: true presence. It doesn't require noise. There is an undeniable strength in stillness, an invisible force that commands respect without uttering a single word picture. This, you step into a room, and without effort, eyes naturally gravitate toward you, not because you're the loudest, not because you seek validation, but because there's something about you. A quiet, magnetic energy that speaks volumes without saying anything at all. This isn't just philosophy or myth, it's a skill you can cultivate. Today, we're diving deep into silent attraction, the art of drawing people in through presence, confidence, and composure, inspired by the wisdom of Stoicism. This is about more than just making an entrance. It is about cultivating an inner strength so steady that others cannot help but notice. Even if you never try to impress, it's about leaving an unforgettable impression with the quiet power of your being. So if you've ever felt overshadowed in a world that never stops talking, this is your moment. Stay with me until the end and I'll show you how to make your silence louder than words. One, authenticity, the foundation of silent attraction. In a world where people constantly adjust their personalities to fit in, staying true to yourself is a rare and powerful trait. How often do we suppress our thoughts, mute our passions, or shift our opinions just to blend into the crowd? We've all done it at some point. But Stoicism reminds us of a deeper truth. The most powerful and attractive quality you can cultivate is authenticity. When you align with your true nature, unfiltered, unapologetic, and real, you exude a quiet confidence that others instinctively respect. Authenticity isn't about seeking approval. It's about living in harmony with your values, standing firm in your beliefs, and embracing what makes you unique. But what does that actually look like? It means owning your quirks, pursuing your passions, and refusing to shrink yourself to meet someone else's expectations. It's having the courage to be vulnerable, knowing that true self-expression is far more compelling than a carefully crafted persona. The Stoics valued virtue above all else: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Living by these principles doesn't just make you more attractive to others, it cultivates a sense of inner peace and fulfillment that no amount of external validation can provide. So how do you step into this power? Start by turning inward. Reflect on your core values, your interests, and what truly drives you. Ask yourself, what makes me feel alive? What do I stand for? Where am I compromising myself for approval? Once you gain clarity, take the bold step of expressing your true self in everything you do, your actions, your choices, and your presence. Authenticity isn't about perfection or making everyone like you. It's about consistency, being the same person in private as you are in public, speaking and acting with integrity and refusing to betray yourself for social acceptance. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius put it, simply waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Don't spend your life analyzing what makes someone likable. Live with conviction. Honor your true self and let your presence speak for itself. In a world obsessed with conformity, your authenticity is your superpower. It's what makes you quietly magnetic, drawing others toward you, not through force or performance, but through the sheer power of being exactly who you are. To confidence in silence, having a strong, captivating presence without needing to be loud, letting your actions and demeanor speak louder than words. Society often glorifies those who speak the loudest, those who dominate conversations, assert their opinions, and demand attention. But true confidence doesn't seek validation. It doesn't need to announce itself. It exists in silence, in presence, in the quiet assurance of someone who knows their worth without needing to prove it. Imagine this. You walk into a room and without a word, people take notice. Not because you're the loudest, not because you're trying to be seen, but because there's something about you. A calm, steady presence that speaks for itself. This is the essence of silent confidence, one of the most powerful and attractive qualities you can develop. Stoicism teaches us that real strength lies in self mastery, not in controlling others. A truly confident person doesn't feel the need to dominate a conversation or constantly seek external approval. Instead, they observe, they listen, and when they do speak, their words carry purpose. And weight confidence in silence means being comfortable with stillness. It means not rushing to fill every gap in the conversation, not feeling pressure to speak just for the sake of being heard. Sometimes what you don't say is just as powerful as what you do say. How do you cultivate this quiet confidence, one's self-assurance? When you know who you are and what you stand for. You don't need to over-explain yourself, you don't seek approval. Instead, you let your actions and your presence do the talking. Too controlled body language, the way you carry yourself speaks volumes. Standing tall, making intentional movements, maintaining steady eye contact. These subtle cues exude confidence without a single word. People are drawn to those who radiate calm and composure. 3. Emotional stability. The Stoics understood the power of self-control. They knew that a person who can remain calm, grounded, and unshaken by external chaos naturally commands respect. This doesn't mean suppressing emotions. It means cultivating an inner stillness that allows you to navigate life with clarity and purpose. True confidence doesn't seek validation. It doesn't beg for attention. It doesn't rely on the opinions of others. It is felt, not forced, when you master the art of confidence. In silence, people will naturally be drawn to you, not because you demand their attention, but because your quiet strength speaks louder than words ever could. 3. Purposeful style. Dressing with intention to reflect your values and personality, avoiding trends for the sake of fitting in, instead expressing your true self before you even speak. The way you present yourself tells a story. Your style is more than just fabric. It's a reflection of your identity, values, and mindset. Purposeful style isn't about impressing others or following trends. It's about dressing with intention, wearing what aligns with who you are, and embodying quiet confidence through your presence. Stoicism doesn't dismiss appearance. It refines it. It teaches us to make deliberate choices, focusing on what is meaningful rather than superficial. This applies not just to our thoughts and actions, but also to how we carry ourselves. When your external appearance is a natural extension of your character, you radiate effortless attractiveness. What does purposeful style look like? Authenticity over trends instead of chasing fast fashion. Choose pieces that resonate with your personality and lifestyle. Your wardrobe should reflect who you are, not what society expects. Confidence over access style isn't about wearing the most expensive or extravagant clothes. It's about feeling comfortable and self-assured in what you wear. Confidence makes any outfit stand out. Details matter. The way you groom yourself, the accessories you choose, and even your posture contribute to the message you send to the world. Every detail adds to your presence. Think about how you feel when you wear something that truly suits you. You feel calm, grounded, and fully yourself. That's because when your outward appearance aligns with your inner self, it creates a natural harmony that people instinctively notice. A Stoic approach to style. The Stoics value simplicity, wisdom, and practicality, and these principles can be applied to how we dress. Instead of accumulating clothes for the sake of variety, curate a wardrobe of timeless, high-quality pieces that truly represent you. A few carefully selected items will always have more impact than a closet full of trend-driven distractions. But at its core, purposeful style is about self-respect. When you dress with care, you are sending a message to yourself and to the world that you value who you are, and this quiet confidence is far more powerful than any trend could ever be. 4. Poised and controlled body language, maintaining good posture, open gestures, and deliberate movements, communicating confidence and respect through nonverbal cues long before you speak. Your body language has already introduced you. The way you stand, the way you move, and the way you engage with your surroundings all communicate your level of confidence, self-awareness, and presence. The most magnetic individuals are not necessarily the loudest or the most physically imposing. They are those who carry themselves with poise, control, and quiet confidence. Stoicism emphasizes self-mastery, and this extends beyond the mind to the body. When you are in control of your body language, you project a steady presence that naturally draws people in. This doesn't mean rigid posture or forced movements, but rather a calm, composed energy that signals inner strength and stability. How to cultivate poised body language. One posture as a reflection of self-respect, standing tall with shoulders back and head held. High is more than just appearing confident. It's a physical manifestation of dignity when you carry yourself with purpose and composure. People instinctively respect your presence. 2 intentional and open gestures avoid fidgeting, defensive arm crossing, or erratic movements that signal nervousness or insecurity. Instead, move with deliberation and control. Whether it's a firm handshake, a subtle nod, or the way you walk into a room, every movement should reflect certainty and self-assurance. 3. Mastering eye contact. Looking someone in the eye when speaking or listening conveys attentiveness, trust, and sincerity. Too little eye contact can make you seem disengaged, while too much can feel overwhelming. The key is to maintain a steady yet relaxed gaze that fosters connection without intimidation. 4. Facial expression and emotional control. A neutral but engaged expression signals intelligence and composure. A subtle, genuine smile can make you more approachable, while forced expressions appear inauthentic. True confidence is felt when you are at ease with yourself, and that authenticity radiates naturally. The Stoic approach to body language. Stoicism teaches that how we present ourselves to the world is entirely within our control. Mastering poise and controlled body language allows you to communicate strength, respect, and quiet magnetism, all without saying a single word. When your external demeanor aligns with your internal sense of purpose and calm, you command attention effortlessly in a world full of noise and excess. It is the steady, composed individual who truly captivates. 5. The power of eye contact. And smiling, making meaningful eye contact to establish trust and connection. Smiling warmly to create an inviting and approachable aura before a single word is spoken. Connections are formed through the eyes, and the facial expressions. Eye contact and a genuine smile are 2 of the most powerful yet underrated tools of attraction. They communicate confidence, warmth, and sincerity in a way that words never could. In Stoicism, presence and self-awareness are fundamental. Being truly engaged in an interaction means giving the person in front of you your full attention, and nothing conveys attentiveness more than strong, steady, yet natural eye contact. When you meet someone's gaze with intention, you send a silent but profound message. I see you, I respect you, I am fully present with you in this moment. Why eye contact matters. Eye contact builds trust and signals self-assurance. A steady gaze exudes confidence and emotional intelligence. Too little eye contact can make you seem distracted or insecure, while too much can feel intimidating or forced. The key is balance, holding eye contact naturally while allowing moments of ease match the energy of the interaction, and let your presence speak through the way you look at someone. The power of a genuine smile. A smile is just as powerful as eye contact. It's the simplest way to create warmth, ease, tension, and make people feel comfortable in your presence. A relaxed, authentic smile conveys friendliness, openness, and quiet confidence without the need for excessive words. However, authenticity is everything. A forced or overly exaggerated smile can feel insincere. A true smile comes from a place of inner peace and self-assurance. It's effortless, subtle, and often reflected in the eyes. The Stoics value emotional control, and when you are at ease with yourself, your expressions naturally exude a sense of calm and quiet magnetism. Effortless attraction through presence. A simple combination of steady eye contact and a natural confident smile creates an unspoken connection that people instinctively respond to. You don't have to force attraction. Your presence alone does the work. When you master eye contact and smiling, you project an aura of assurance, warmth, and authenticity that makes people feel seen, heard, and naturally drawn to your energy. 6. Mastering the art of mystery. Not revealing everything about yourself at once, allowing depth to unfold over time, making people curious about you in a world where oversharing is the norm. Mystery has become a rare and powerful trait. The most captivating individuals are not those who reveal everything about themselves immediately, but those who unfold gradually, layer by layer. This slow reveal creates intrigue, drawing people in, making them naturally curious to learn more. The Stoic approach to mystery stoicism teaches us to control what we can, and that includes how we present ourselves to the world. You don't need to hide your true self, but you also don't need to reveal everything at once. Mystery is not secrecy or deception. It's about intentional self-expression, choosing when and how to share parts of yourself in a way that invites curiosity rather than seeking attention. Listening more than speaking creates intrigue. When you engage thoughtfully, offer insights deliberately, and avoid oversharing, people begin to sense depth beneath the surface. Restraint in conversation signals confidence. You don't feel the need to prove yourself through excessive storytelling or filling every silence with words. Instead, your presence speaks for itself. The power of gradual discovery. Imagine picking up a book that reveals every plot twist. In the first chapter, there's no excitement, no curiosity, no reason to keep turning the pages. Human interaction works the same way when people sense that there's more to you than what meets the eye. They feel drawn to uncover the depth of your character, the way you carry yourself, the way you speak with intention, the way you share selectively. All of this creates a quiet magnetic presence, valuing privacy and depth. Not everything needs to be shared publicly or explained in detail. Some thoughts, emotions, and ambitions are meant to be kept close to your heart, shared only with those who earn your trust. This selective sharing makes your presence more meaningful and ensures that the connections you form are rooted in depth, not just surface-level exchanges. Mystery is a form of self-respect. Mastering the art of mystery is an act of self-respect. It signals that you do not need validation from others to affirm your worth. Instead, you allow people the privilege of discovering who you truly are naturally and at the right time in a world that rushes to overshare and seek attention. Being reserved, composed, and intentional sets you apart. Your quiet confidence commands interest without effort, making your presence undeniably magnetic. 7 Mindful presence, being fully engaged in conversations without distractions, listening intently, and making others feel seen and heard in a world overflowing with distractions. True presence has become rare and invaluable. Most people are physically there but mentally elsewhere, scrolling through their phones, preoccupied with their own thoughts, or impatiently waiting for their turn to speak. But those who can be fully engaged in the present moment leave a lasting impact that others remember. The Stoic approach to presence. Stoicism teaches us to focus only on what we can control, and one of the most powerful things within our control is our attention. When you are fully present with someone, you send a silent but profound message. You are important. I see you. I hear you. This is an incredibly attractive quality because deep down, every person wants to feel acknowledged and understood. How to cultivate mindful presence. 1. Active listening over passive hearing. Don't just wait for your turn to speak. Absorb what the other person is saying. Maintain eye contact, not subtly, to show understanding and respond thoughtfully rather than reactively. When you listen with intention, you create an effortless yet profound connection. 2. Eliminate distractions. Put away your phone, avoid looking around the room or mentally rehearsing a response. Undivided attention is one of the most powerful ways to build trust and genuine rapport. 3. Embrace the power of silence. Many people rush to fill every gap in conversation, but silence is not something to fear. Well-placed silence allows for deeper thought, lets emotions settle, and creates space for meaningful dialogue. A person who is comfortable with silence exudes confidence and emotional intelligence. Why presence is magnetic? Stoicism reminds us that the present moment is all we truly have. By practicing mindful presence, you not only cultivate a deep sense of peace within yourself, but also create stronger, more meaningful connections with those around you. People are naturally drawn to those who make them feel seen and heard. When you master this skill, you don't need to say much to stand out. Your presence alone becomes a source of calm, focus, and quiet confidence, making you someone others genuinely want to be around. A scent as a silent signature, choosing a signature fragrance that aligns with your personality, using scent as an understated way to leave a lasting impression long after conversation fades, long after words are forgotten. One thing still lingers: the scent you leave behind. Fragrance has a unique ability to evoke emotions, trigger memories, and create an unspoken presence that speaks for itself without saying a word. The right scent can make you unforgettable, leaving an impression that stays with people long after you've walked away. The Stoic approach to fragrance. Stoicism teaches us to be intentional in every aspect of life, and this includes how we present ourselves. Just as we carefully choose our words, actions, and appearance, we should also be mindful of the subtle details like the fragrance we wear. A well-chosen scent is not just an accessory, it's an extension of your identity. It becomes a silent but powerful expression of who you are, adding depth to your presence without demanding attention. Finding your signature scent. What energy do you want to project? If you want to exude calmness and reliability, a clean, fresh fragrance with aquatic or citrus notes may be your match. If you want to be remembered as bold and adventurous, consider something with spicy, woody, or musky notes. The key is coherence, choosing a scent that reflects your essence rather than simply following trends or selecting what's most expensive. A fragrance should whisper, not shout, just as quiet. Confidence is more powerful than loud arrogance. An understated scent intrigues rather than overpowers the goal. It's not to announce your presence from across the room, but to leave a subtle, lasting impression that invites people. In the art of wearing fragrance with intention, finding the right scent requires mindfulness. It's not just about choosing what smells good in the bottle. It's about how a fragrance interacts with your natural body chemistry. A scent evolves throughout the day, blending with your skin in a way that is uniquely yours. Test different fragrances, understand their layers, and wear them with purpose. This is part of the art of silent attraction. A subtle detail that sets you apart without effort. A scent that lingers beyond presence. Just as the Stoics believed in harmony between the external and internal self, your fragrance should be an effortless extension of who you are. A signature scent isn't just about smelling good. It's about crafting an experience, an invisible yet powerful statement that lingers in the minds of those you meet when chosen with care. Your scent becomes part of your silent signature, a quiet yet unforgettable detail that leaves a lasting impact. 9 thoughtful and graceful manners. Practicing kindness, politeness, and empathy in interactions. Being respectful and intentional with your words and actions. In a world where conversations feel rushed and interactions often lack depth, possessing thoughtful and graceful manners has become an underrated yet powerful trait. True attractiveness isn't just about how you look, it's about how you make others feel, the way you carry yourself, the way you treat people, and the energy you bring into a space define your presence far more than physical appearance ever could. The Stoic approach to manners. Stoicism teaches us self-discipline, patience, and respect for others. How we engage with the world should be intentional, not reactive. Politeness, gratitude, and kindness cost nothing, but leave a lasting impression. A person who listens with care, speaks with warmth, and acts with consideration naturally commands respect. It is not about seeking approval. It is about embodying self-control and virtue. Small actions, big impact, thoughtful and graceful. Manners begin with simple but powerful gestures. Acknowledging others with sincerity, a warm greeting, a genuine smile, or making eye contact when speaking. Expressing gratitude, a well-placed thank you, a thoughtful gesture, or a sincere compliment can turn an ordinary interaction into a memorable one. Respecting boundaries, understanding personal space, allowing others to speak, and valuing the perspectives of those around you. In a world that prioritizes speed over sincerity, these subtle behaviors set you apart. People may forget what you say, but they will always remember how you made them feel. Empathy is a silent strength. Empathy is one of the most magnetic qualities a person can have. People are drawn to those who make them feel seen, valued, and understood. Whether speaking to a business executive or a waiter at a restaurant, Treating everyone with equal respect and dignity reveals true strength of character. When you create an environment of trust and understanding, you naturally draw people toward you. The power of intentional speech. The Stoics believe that words should be chosen wisely. Speak with purpose rather than carelessness. Avoid gossip, empty flattery, or unnecessary complaints. Silence is often more powerful than meaningless words. By mastering restraint and speaking with clarity, your presence becomes one that people respect and remember. Grace is not about perfection, it's about consistency. Carrying yourself with dignity in all situations, choosing kindness even when no one is watching, elevating the people around you rather than seeking to impress them. True attractiveness isn't found in arrogance or boastfulness, it is reflected in the quiet confidence of a person who moves through the world with integrity, patience, and presence. When you embody thoughtful and graceful manners, you naturally put others at ease. And in a society that often prioritizes self-interest, your ability to lead with kindness becomes an irresistible quality that sets you apart. 10. A sense of humor, finding humor in life and not taking everything too seriously. Using laughter to build deeper, more natural social connections in a world filled with stress, uncertainty, and constant pressure. Those who can find humor in life possess a rare and compelling quality. Laughter has a power to break down barriers, light and tense moments, and create an instant connection between people. Someone who can bring warmth and levity to a conversation without forcing it naturally becomes someone others gravitate toward. The Stoic approach to humor. Stoicism teaches us that while we cannot control everything that happens in life, we can control how we respond. A sense of humor is one of the greatest tools for resilience. It helps us take setbacks in stride. Instead of being consumed by frustration, view challenges as opportunities for growth rather than obstacles. Embrace the absurdity of life with a smile, rather than resentment. Having an attractive sense of humor isn't about being the loudest or constantly trying to entertain. It's about knowing when to introduce humor, using it to ease negativity and making people feel at ease in your presence. The power of balanced humor is not about dismissing serious matters, but about knowing when to step back and avoid being weighed down by negativity. One of the most magnetic traits is the ability to laugh at yourself. Self-deprecating humor, when used in balanced signals confidence and humility. It shows that you are secure in yourself. Don't take life too seriously, and understand that perfection is an illusion. Humor makes you more relatable. It reminds others that it's okay to embrace their own imperfections, making social interactions feel more natural and enjoyable. Laughter is a tool for connection. People don't just remember what you say, they remember how you make them feel. If they associate you with joy, warmth, and laughter, they will naturally be drawn to you. The ability to find humor in everyday moments turns even the simplest conversations into enjoyable experiences. Stoicism and the joy of the present moment. Stoicism reminds us that life is fleeting. A sense of humor is a direct way to practice this philosophy. It allows us to let go of unnecessary stress, focus on what truly matters, enjoy the ride, rather than being consumed by worries. Attractiveness isn't about always having the perfect response or being the funniest person in the room. It's about balancing depth with lightness. When you cultivate a genuine sense of humor, you invite others into a space of ease and joy, creating connections that feel effortless, authentic, and enduring. 11. Strong sense of independence, being self-sufficient and not seeking external validation, following your own path confidently while respecting others. True independence is one of the most magnetic traits a person can possess. There is something undeniably compelling about someone who moves through life with confidence, purpose, and self-sufficiency. Someone who doesn't seek constant reassurance or external validation to feel complete. The Stoic approach to independence. Stoicism teaches that happiness and fulfillment come from within, not from external circumstances or the opinions of others. A truly independent person trusts their own judgment rather than looking to others for approval, follows their own path based on personal values, rather than bending to societal expectations, makes decisions with clarity and stands by them without the need for validation. Independence is not isolation. Being independent doesn't mean cutting yourself off from the world or refusing help when it's needed. Instead, it means having the strength to stand on your own, while still engaging meaningfully with others. Know that you are enough, that your worth is not determined by external validation, but by the integrity of how you live your life. Seek connections based on respect and shared values rather than dependence or neediness. Taking responsibility for your life, a truly independent person takes full ownership of their choices and actions, doesn't blame circumstances or others for their failures, doesn't wait for someone else to solve their problems. Instead, they seek solutions with a mindset of self-reliance. This quiet confidence is deeply attractive because it signals emotional maturity, resilience, and strength. The power of solitude. Many people fear being alone, seeking constant companionship to fill a void, but those who embrace solitude as a time for growth and self-reflection radiate a rare kind of confidence. They don't chase relationships out of neediness. They build connections out of mutual respect and alignment. Their ability to be content in their own company is a quiet signal of strength and self-sufficiency. Setting boundaries and owning your energy independence also means knowing when to say no, valuing your time and energy and refusing to be manipulated or taken for granted, standing firm in your decisions even when it's uncomfortable, because self-respect matters more than pleasing others. Independence creates attraction. When you cultivate a strong sense of independence, you naturally become more attractive to those around you. People are drawn to those who don't cling, who don't seek constant approval, and who walk their own path with certainty. This quiet strength creates an effortless allure, because when you are truly comfortable with yourself, others can't help but take notice. 12. Compassion and emotional intelligence. Showing genuine care and understanding toward others, being emotionally aware and creating meaningful relationships in a world where many people are consumed by their own needs, ambitions, and desires. Compassion stands out as a rare and powerful trait. True attractiveness is not just about confidence, independence, or presence. It's about how you treat others. People are naturally drawn to those who make them feel valued, understood, and respected. The Stoic approach to compassion. Stoicism teaches us to look beyond ourselves, to recognize the shared human experience, and to act with integrity and kindness. At the core of this is emotional intelligence, the ability to understand and regulate your emotions, recognize and respond appropriately to the emotions of others, navigate social interactions with grace, patience, and authenticity. A person who masters these qualities naturally commands respect and admiration. The power of compassion. Compassion doesn't mean being overly sentimental, sacrificing your own well-being for others, seeking validation through kindness. Instead, it means showing empathy, acknowledging struggles, offering support, and practicing kindness without expecting anything in return. Being a calming presence. When you genuinely care about people, they can feel it, and that energy is deeply magnetic. Emotional stability is a form of strength. Being emotionally intelligent also means staying calm under pressure, not overreacting to criticism, handling conflict with maturity, and understanding this level of emotional control is highly attractive. It signals inner strength, resilience, and self-mastery, showing that you don't allow external events to dictate your mood or self-worth. Listening with intent, the key to connection. One of the most underrated yet attractive qualities in a person is the ability to listen with true intent. Many people listen only to respond, waiting for their turn to speak, but those who listen to understand, who ask thoughtful questions, who remember small details, who genuinely engage, create meaningful connections, bringing peace into relationships. Compassion and emotional intelligence influence how you approach all relationships, friendships, work, and romantic connections. People are naturally drawn to those who bring a sense of peace, trust, and understanding into their lives. Approach relationships with patience and respect. See things from another person's perspective rather than reacting impulsively. The Stoic reminder: life is short, connections matter. Stoicism reminds us that life is fleeting. The connections we build define our impact on the world. When you lead with compassion, when you navigate life with emotional intelligence, you become a source of calm, warmth, and wisdom in a chaotic world. And that kind of presence is not just attractive, It's unforgettable. As we come to the end of this journey through the Stoic art of silent attraction, remember this: the most profound connections are often forged in quiet moments through the strength of our character and the authenticity of our presence. Attraction is not about being the loudest, the flashiest, or the most dominant person in the room. It's about living with intention, mastering self-awareness, and embodying a quiet confidence that naturally draws people in. When you integrate these 12 socially attractive habits into your daily life, you will begin to notice a transformation not just in how others perceive you, but in how you carry yourself, how you connect, and how you influence the world around you. This is the power of presence, the power of self-mastery, the power of silent attraction. Thank you for joining us on this journey at Modern Stoic Life. Your engagement, curiosity, and commitment to growth are what make this community so meaningful. If this conversation has sparked something within you, I invite you to keep exploring. Watch one of the suggested videos on your screen, dive deeper, keep learning, keep evolving, and always remember, in the silence of your actions, your life speaks volumes.